and welcome back to the most amazing channel on the internet. I'm your host Rebecca Felgate, and today we're talking about the top 10 scary Netflix TV shows that you have to watch. Since a certain TV show that is on this list came out in October, I feel like people are well into the horror TV series genre right now. No longer is horror just 2 hours of a movie, it's like 12 or more hours of a show. Yikes, keep those screams coming. Before we get into this list, I want to ask you guys, what is your favourite scary movie? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'm actually a bit of a wimp when it comes to scary films. I found 2001: A Space Odyssey, one of my favourite films of all time, really scary. Is there anything cooler and scarier than space? I don't know. Also, while you're down there leaving me a comment, why don't you leave a thumbs up on this video and share it with a friend, and stick around to the end of the video when we're going to be reading out comments. If you guys want to follow us on social media, there is a link in the description box. Alright, let's do this. Coming in at number 10, we have The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Okay, listen, I know that this is aimed at teenagers, but it is also actually really scary. Did you guys watch it? I watched it and it was really gory and terrifying at times. Now, the series is a revamp of the 90s TV show Sabrina the Teenage Witch, only the new offering is bloodthirsty. Sabrina has to choose whether or not to sign her soul over to the devil, but that isn't even really the half of it. There are hanging witches, murders, demonic horsemen, human sacrifice, and more. I trust good old Rotten Tomatoes, and they seem to be pretty right on the money. They gave the show 90%. I love Kiernan Shipka as Sabrina, and apparently she will be back for season 2. Coming into number 9, we have Dexter. Okay, but I am only really talking about seasons 1 to 4, maybe don't watch the final 4 seasons. Dexter is about a blood spatter analyst slash serial killer, a guy with a bloodlust so strong that he has to murder on the reg. He only really murders bad people though, but when you kill bad people, bad things can happen to you and your family. Dexter honestly had me pretty terrified at times, and some of it is hella gory. Rotten Tomatoes gave it 77%, but I feel that its final 4 seasons bring it down a bit. I gave season 2 100%, and I think, you know what? Maybe. Coming into number 8, I know a lot of people love this, we have American Horror Story. So far there are 8 seasons of American Horror Story, and each season is different. We've had Murder House, Asylum, Coven, Freak Show, Hotel, Roanoke, Cult, and Apocalypse. Although in the last one it had the people from Coven in it, so I guess it all comes back round. Whatever the theme, it is always truly spooky and very messed up. Not only are the storylines excellent, the acting is excellent too. Jessica Lange, who plays Constance, won loads of awards for her performance. The show has already been confirmed for a 9th and 10th season. If you're ready for some blood, gore, death, and mind games, then American Horror Story is for you. Did someone say blood and gore? It must be time to talk about Slasher at number 7. This Netflix TV series started up in 2016 and pays homage to the 90s slasher movies. This series was filmed in my mate Ontario, Canada too, which means I want to watch it even more. The premise is basically about a woman who returns to her small town where her parents were murdered when she was young. On her return, a whole new spate of killings commence. The tagline of the show is, "Everyone has a past, hers will kill you, so expect some deaths." Rotten Tomatoes is going with 80% on this one, and I have to agree. I honestly did struggle to watch part of this alone. I couldn't watch it all. Okay, next up, I actually couldn't watch this next one alone. I started watching it with my ex-boyfriend, but then we broke up and now I can't finish the show because I'm too scared. Sucks to be me. Coming in at number 6, we have Hannibal. So this is kind of a different take on Hannibal Lecter's The Cannibal. This one stars the terrifying but fabulous Mads Mikkelsen as a psychiatrist, Dr. Hannibal Lecter. Yes, doctor. Honey is getting in your brain too. So obviously as a cannibal we see the doctor killing people, but some people are killed in really grisly ways. Hannibal is a gourmand. He loves food. He loves food cooked with people. Not only do you see him eat human flesh, you also watch him feed it to other people, not least an FBI agent investigating the spate of deaths. Like I said, this is absolutely gross. The most scarring part of this show is watching Hannibal enjoy growing mushrooms through corpses. Thank you. Next! Honestly though, the storyline is really good, but the gore, I just can't do this on my own. Rotten Tomatoes did give it 89%, so it's probably worth getting through it if you can. Coming into number 5, we have The Walking Dead. I've actually never watched The Walking Dead because zombies really scare me, but Danny watches it and his feedback seems to be that, like Dexter, it's gone on maybe a bit too long. Some people say that season 5 was the highlight, but apparently things have picked up again in season 9, so I don't know, maybe there's further hope for it yet. So The Walking Dead started up in 2010 10 and is your classic zombie horror. Rotting reanimated flesh? You gotcha. Sheriff Rick Grimes wakes up from a coma and finds the world in ruins. I did watch the first episode and the little girl zombie was enough for me. I also went to the Walking Dead attraction at Universal Studios and honestly it was gory. Zombies, no. The Walking Dead has 80% on Rotten Tomatoes, so it's probably worth a punt. Coming into number 4 we have CRAZYHEAD. So you guys might not have heard of this, but apparently it's very good and it's kind of for light comic relief in this serious list of horror. CRAZYHEAD is really scary, but it's also really funny, like British funny if that's your jam. It is created by the same people as Misfits and it is legitimately insane. The story follows Amy, a bored bowling alley worker who can see demons, and Raquel, a demon hunter. Exorcisms, the gates of hell, I guess it's kind of like a British Buffy. Oh god, I miss Buffy. Did you guys hear that they're reviving it? I don't know how you feel about that. Sadly, there is only one series of this show, but you should and could watch it. It is 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, which means, you know what? You probably don't want to miss out. Coming into number 3, we have Scream. So you may have seen the Scream movies, but in 2015, it was transferred to the small screen for an offshoot. It seems that the town of Lakewood has been pretty quiet after all the deaths it saw in the 90s and early noughties. Until now, that is, a high school student is murdered. This version of Scream has cyberbullying too, bringing it into the modern age. Yes, the ghost face mask is present and correct, as are knives. Lots of knives and blood and gore. Hurrah! Another film reboot with a twist. At number 2, we have an offshoot from Psycho, Bates Motel. The character of Norman Bates is based on the real-life murderer Ed Gein, who made human leather furniture and also made human skin masks of his victims. The Hitchcock movie that inspired this horrifying Netflix series is considered one of the best film greats, so there was a lot of pressure on Bates Motel to be good, and it seems like it did step up to the task. The Bates Motel is, of course, the roadside hotel run by killer Norman Bates, you know, where guests check in but don't always check out. Anyway, the action here takes place before Psycho, when Bates is a teen and a young adult, so we basically see the makings of a psycho. There are 5 seasons to watch, and again I would like to watch this, but honestly I'm too scared to watch it on my own. Rotten Tomatoes gives it a very solid 93%, so do it! Okay, at number 1, we have the show that everyone's been raving about this year. We have The Haunting of Hill House. The Haunting of Hill House is loosely based on the horror novel by Shirley Jackson and is your classic haunted house tale, but told so well and so scarily. A family move into a home to renovate it, but get far more than they bargained for when they encounter a whole host of ghosts. Bent neck lady, bowler hat guy, that mysterious red room. It is a literal house of horrors, and it seems that once the house has you, you just can't leave. Everyone was talking about this show when it came out and it was a real success story for Netflix. I honestly still stand by the fact that there really isn't anything spookier than a scary old foggy abandoned house. You know that feeling that someone is watching you? Well, that's basically the whole feeling you're going to be getting whilst watching this entire series. Rotten Tomatoes certifies it fresh with 92%, so it's scary, but it isn't just indulgent, it's fantastic too, but horrifying. Ugh. The Haunting of Hill House can and will give you nightmares, so do be warned. Okay, so that was the top 10 scary Netflix TV shows you have to watch. Any further recommendations, let me know in the comment section down below. Before I go, I'm just going to read some quick comments from a recent video I did, the scary Disney plot twists. Severus said, Rebecca is so lively and sweet. Love you, Rebecca, thanks for making my day. Hey, Severus, thanks for making mine with that comment. Dark Samurai, a valued channel member, said, amazing, my favourite plot twist was when Vader told Luke that he was his father. See? It's a twist. It's a real twist. Tavish said, she said she's single. You know what that means, boys. Send her thousands of messages until she picks one of us. Please don't do that. Please. Please don't. Maybe you could all just message Alexander Skarsgård or the lead singer from Wild Beasts and get them to go out with me instead. Thanks, internet. Thanks. So guys, that was this top 10. I hope you liked it. Let me know who you're going to be Netflix and chilling. For me, it's going to be Alexander Skarsgård, obviously. Do leave a thumbs up on this video. Let me know what you want to see next, and I will see you beauties next time. Bye!